Welcome to the Tuckery's Paficus Show, brought to you by Devon's Goat Cheese, only the cheesiest, with your host, Tuckery's Paficus. Woo! I love you!
Thank you. Well, we have a great show for you today, folks. As you know, we only bring the best guests to our show. We have another great one today. Here he is, the magnificent, the grand, the amazing Odysseus. Come on in here, Odysseus.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
So, Odysseus, we're very glad to have you back home in Ithaca with us. Tell us something about your journey.
Well, Mr. Paficus, my journey home was a really difficult one. I had to overcome many different obstacles and win many battles in order to get back home to Ithaca.
Sounds tough. What would you say the hardest part mentally about your journey was?
My journey home was mentally challenging in two different ways. The first one was being away from my wife and my son. That was really hard for me. Second hard thing was knowing that in order for me to get home, many of my men would have to die, and there was nothing I could do about that. So...
That's brutal. So, Odysseus, tell our viewers what your most memorable battle was.
Coming home, I had to fight many battles. Probably the most memorable one was when I had to fight Polyphemus, the Cyclops. It was really hard because he was much bigger than me and all my men.
Thank you for being here, Odysseus.
Woo!
Glad to be here.
Hopefully we can see you again. Good luck on your future endeavors.
Thank you.
The next guest on our show is the beautiful goddess Athena.
Thank you.
Welcome, Athena. So, why did you decide to help Telemachus?
Well, you see, I knew that his father was so far away, and I felt bad for him because he had not seen his family for such a very long time.
I heard that you also helped Odysseus. Why did you decide to do that?
Well, you see, I felt bad for Odysseus very much, so I sent Hermes to go help him at Calypso's island to tell them to release him at once.
That's very nice of you. Thank you for being on our show.
No problem.
I really appreciate
Thank
it.
Thank you.
Good luck doing God stuff. Alright, folks. The next guest on the Tuckery's Paficus show will be the god of the sea, Poseidon. Come on in here, Poseidon. Welcome.
Thank you.
So, Poseidon, what caused your great hatred for Odysseus?
Well, Mr. Paficus, what caused my hatred for Odysseus was how he blinded my son, Polyphemus.
That's horrible. So, Poseidon, how did Odysseus manage to escape your wrath of your storm on the sea?
Well, Mr. Paficus, despite all my efforts to drown Odysseus, he was able to fight off my storm because the goddess Ino gave him a veil that led him to safety on land.
Wow, that must be very frustrating. Thank you for coming in today.
Thank you for having me.
Our last guest of the evening on the Tuckery's Paficus show is Odysseus' lovely wife, Penelope.
Thank you.
So, Penelope, how hard has it been these last years without Odysseus around?
Well, you see, not having my love Odysseus around and not being a father figure to my son Telemachus has been very hard.
And what do you have here?
This is a burial shroud for dead husband.
Why don't you tell us the story behind it?
Well, you see, I've been knitting this and knitting this for 10 years because the suitors know that when I'm done knitting this, I'll have to pick a new man to marry. And I do not want to do that because I am in love with Odysseus.
That must be very heartbreaking. Thank you for being here. I hope all goes well with you and your husband.
Thank you.
Well, that's all we have for today, folks. But we'll see you next time on the Tuckery's Paficus show, brought to you by Devon's Goat Cheese, only the cheesiest.